Hey guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for Dragon Ball Super episode 118. And, okay, I'm not gonna lie, going into this episode, I kind of had this big analysis planned about Universe 6's erasure, and while I still do, can I just say that the whole atmosphere, the whole emotion, just everything surrounding Universe 6 getting erased was just amazing. There was very little said, very subtle but powerful, a very subtle but very powerful OST, and you could just feel the impact of the farewell between Universe 6 and Universe 7. And honestly, in Beerus's case, especially, I want to make special mention of Beerus here, especially because all it took was one look between him and his brother for us to see every bit of respect and, of course, even a little bit of familial love he truly had for Champa, as well as more than likely a bit of frustration and sadness at being unable to save him. Like, everything about that one look between Beerus and Champa said it all. Beerus didn't need to say anything, just one look pretty much said it all about how he truly felt about Champa. Like, just that whole scene was just powerful. That's all I can say about it, is that the scene itself just felt powerful. The emotion, the atmosphere, just everything about it just felt genuine and real. And maybe it's a bit of manipulation on the creator's part, but fuck it, I'll take it. That was just a great scene, to be honest, all honesty. Now, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the analysis of what Universe 6's erasure actually means for the remainder of this arc. Because, to be honest, 100% honest, well, it is powerful, and definitely I'm still reeling from how powerful the scene was. Let's be 100% honest. While the scene was powerful and just oozing with atmosphere and emotion, I genuinely 100% believe that, while I can't speak for the rest of the universes, I have this very confident feeling that we will see Universe 6 again. Because let's be real, this is Dragon Ball. And unless Toriyama has been talking to the author from Berserk, this isn't going to be the last time we see of Universe 6, especially considering we know Vegeta's desire to visit Planet Salad, as well as the promise to Kaba if they got erased. So, knowing all this, I'm pretty sure this paints a clearer picture as to which will probably more than likely be used on the Super Dragon Balls. That is, of course, assuming that assuming that Frieza himself is in a way dealt with. Like, I'm not sure how they're going to work in the whole Frieza aspect of this thing and prevent Frieza from getting his wish. But yeah, like, I think it is more than likely to say that Universe 6 will in fact be back, probably by a wish on the Super Dragon Balls. Because I don't know if the Super Dragon Balls actually have, even though they are like the ultimate Dragon Balls, I don't know if they have the power to resurrect all the universes, but they definitely probably, I assume they would have the power to resurrect at least one of the universes, pretty much. So yeah. Also, let's just be honest here. Universe 6 as a whole has some of the most popular. Let's be honest here. Universe 6 as a whole also has some of the most popular characters up to this point in Dragon Ball Super. Like, Universe 6 has produced some of those popular characters like Hit, Champa, Kaba, Kale, Caulifla. Like, it's produced all these awesome characters, like, as far as Botamo and I think it was Vegeta, but Botamo and Vegeta can go fuck themselves for all they care from where I stand. But like, besides those two, like, Universe 6 has produced some of the most popular characters, and popularity means everything to an anime. So yeah, when you really get down to it, I think the popularity is the vast popularity that Universe 6 does have with the fans is in fact going to be enough to bring Universe 6 back somehow. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, again, it was emotional. It was, but at the same time, yeah, this isn't going to be the last we see of Universe 6, guys. They will be back for sure. So, yeah. And now, aside from all that, this episode also brought forth, I think, I think this episode also brought back forth a possible reason for Vegeta to attain Ultra Instinct. Spoiler alert for those who don't know, but in a future episode, Vegeta is going to obtain the power of Ultra Instinct, and knowing that, aside from all this, aside from all this, aside from all that, I think knowing that Universe 6 has been eliminated now, I think that gives possible reason for Vegeta to obtain Ultra Instinct now, because going off the last episode, he obviously didn't have the mindset to achieve Ultra Instinct, but with Kaba gone, he now has the motivation in order to get stronger by any means necessary. So we will probably see a lot of development from this Vegeta from this point on that will lead into him obtaining the same power as Goku. And knowing the way Toriyama does things, Vegeta's way of obtaining the technique will probably be a lot less reckless than Goku. I think the way Vegeta is probably going to obtain the technique is in fact going to be in very much the same way that is going to be in very much a similar or same way that probably that Whis probably is that Whis had mentioned. He probably is going to probably he's going to try and calm his he's going to probably do his damnedest in order to calm his senses, or at the very least, or keep his focus on a singular goal in order to achieve it. I can't say for sure if that's how it's going to go down, but with I have noticed the pattern throughout the entirety of Dragon Ball, not just Dragon Ball Super, that the way Toriyama writes Goku and Vegeta is that Goku obtains most of his power through extremely reckless means, while Vegeta obtains them through slightly less reckless. Like, he still is reckless in many respects, but Vegeta is still reckless in many respects. But he does obtain them through, I guess more a lot more logical means for sure. So yeah, I think. I think from this point on we are going to see Vegeta get a lot of development that is going to lead into his eventual ascension to Ultra Instinct for sure. So yeah. Um, and right off the bat, can I just say, throughout the entirety of this fight between Goku and Universe Two versus Universe Two, and Piccolo and Gohan versus the Universe 6 Namekians, can I just say, those Universe 6 Namekians were not fucking around. I mean, holy shit. When I learned in this episode that they absorbed every single person on their version of Planet Namek in order to become powerful enough for the tournament, that to me was just hardcore and insane. Like, bro, you were not fucking around. You were determined to get stronger by any means necessary. And I'm like, yo. And I think one thing that whole scene or that whole bit of information really brought forth is, I think it really showcased just how serious many of the fighters themselves are about winning in order to ensure they survive. I mean, you know how concerned the gods are about winning, but it really provided an interesting viewpoint from the perspective of the fighters, who are the ones actually putting in the work and actually fighting as representatives for their universe. Like, the fighters on each team, they know even more the gravity. Like, I think part of it is that the fighters themselves even know more of the gravity of what's at stake than pretty much than the actual gods. I mean, if you look at Universe 11, for instance, like the god of destruction and the clown god, like the clown god of destruction and the clown god of destruction and the Kai, they don't seem all that concerned whatsoever as long as they have Jiren, but when you real but the fighters themselves on Universe 11 are a lot more concerned. So yeah, I do feel that does kind of that what we learned about the Universe 6 Namekians in this in this episode definitely brought forth a lot of the emotion towards what the fighters themselves are probably feeling compared to the universes they represent in a way. So yeah, and and on top of that, I know there are going to be people definitely who are conflicted about how the Namekians were able to were able to go toe to toe with Gohan when he's in mystic form. But the Grand Priest, I think, said it best himself. Universe 7 has been targeted from the very beginning of the tournament, so no matter how strong they are going in, constant fighting can and will wear you down. Like, Saiyans especially, because while they do get stronger the more they fight, they also do have they also, I believe from what I remember, they also do have to go through a recovery period before they can even attain their increased strength. So, or at least a gap in time between how strong they were then and how strong how strong that they had become through basically fighting. So, yeah, like I think I know there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be nitpicking at that, but and while there is a bit of maybe leeway we can to nitpick at that, I think it is fair to mention that Gohan and Piccolo have been that Gohan and Piccolo and everyone from Universe 7 has been nonstop fighting. I mean everyone's been fighting, of course, but I think they've been fighting the most because they're the ones who are being blamed for this whole thing. So yeah. Um, And one thing I think this episode really did well is showing Piccolo and Gohan's bond and just how well they work off each other when fighting together. And we definitely get a lot of that in this episode. I mean, we definitely, I mean, we have gotten it in the past, those showcasing, we have gotten it in the past, the Dragon Ball Z and whatnot, of showing their bond, but I feel this is like the first real time we've ever gotten to really, truly explore, explore how Gohan and Piccolo fight together, how well Gohan and Piccolo fight together. Like this episode, it was we definitely got a little hints of it throughout other episodes for sure, but I think this was the episode that really made me see that yeah, it's it's a it's pretty it just showcased how well I think they work together. And but yeah, and just seeing their bond through basically fighting, I think, and Piccolo's line about how he should feel ashamed for reprimanding Gohan when he himself was acting weak. It's like, yeah, that was a great scene, honestly. Um, Plus, I think this episode accomplished what I've been afraid of wouldn't happen since Tien got eliminated, which is giving Piccolo his proper moment to develop as a character. And even though the episode did cut back between the fight between Universe 2 and Universe 6 every so often, I still felt invested in Piccolo's progression in this episode. Like I'm really glad that Piccolo got the progression he needed in this episode because now I can kind of because now that Piccolo has gotten his progression, I feel I can go home. I feel I can breathe a sigh of happiness that even if he were to get eliminated, at least Piccolo got his moment to shine, and that's pretty much all. Like Piccolo as a character has always been one of my favorites, and I like Tien was an obvious one to get worried about, but Piccolo especially was the one I was worried about the most of whether or not he would get the most development. And Toei and Toriyama didn't disappoint. They gave Piccolo the development he needed, the characterization he needed, and it was a brilliant episode because of Piccolo and Gohan and whatnot, and Piccolo especially. So yeah, and I really can't fault it for anything other than that, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, Piccolo was just the star of this episode for me, I think. Um, also, also, okay, I'm convinced. Okay, Universe 2 getting eliminated, I was kind of more, okay, whatever on that one, but Universe 2, I really got to talk about Universe 2 as a bit of a memorial to them in a way. I'm convinced that Universe 2 was the universe of magical girl transformations, because seeing those three dudes transform into male versions of Ray Brienne and her friends was just creepy, disturbing, yet also the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. And ever seen. And seeing Android 17 and 18 play along was just the perfect cherry topper for that hilarious moment, honestly. Downside being, of course, is that basically because of how fucking goofy as shit it looked, I felt I couldn't really get invested in the fight. Then again, Universe 2 has always kind of been that universe that's just sort of hit and miss. Like, especially with Ray Brienne, like, they promised us a Ray Brienne and Vegeta fight that would be epic and from the intro, and yeah, that didn't turn out, so yeah. Also, side note, I really like how they use that parallel transition of showing Gohan and Goku both firing the Kamehameha at the exact same point in time, which to me just added to the epic nature of that scene. But, yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, peeps.